Hello and welcome to the first episode of Geekly Weekly, the show which keeps you up to date with all the latest geeky news. I'm Josh Thomas and I'm here with Sam and Jack. This week on the show we will be talking about loads of different topics, including the Deadpool movie, Batman vs Superman. Sam will be talking about Steam, Jack will be running down his favourite comic book covers, and we will also be playing two fun games which will include Sam and Jack trying to guess which viral video I will be reenacting this week. For this week's news roundup, we're going to be talking about 4 hot topics in the world of geek lately. First of all, we're going to be talking about the new Star Wars movie. Pictures have emerged online of what appears to be a full-scale Millennium Falcon on set for filming of the upcoming Star Wars movie. Although it's a leaked image, it seems pretty legit and it has fans across the world excited. Also leaked was some information regarding the villains of the new movie. 2 of the villains will be returning from the original trilogy, and those with speculation saying that those are meant to be Darth Vader and Darth Sidious. 3 new villains are also set to make their debut, with online speculation claiming that these are to be called the Son of Skywalker, the Sith Inquisition, and the Sith Apprentice. For the second piece of news, we're going to be talking about Doctor Who. Last week's episode of Doctor Who saw the Doctor and Clara attempt to rob a bank with millions of people turning in to watch the show on BBC One. This week's episode, however, will see Clara and Danny Pink at work in Coal Hill School, but they come across trouble when the Doctor joins the faculty as the new caretaker on the hunt for an alien threat, while rocking a very similar coat as David Tennant's 10th Doctor. Personally, I haven't enjoyed the first 5 episodes due to the leaks of the scripts and the first 5 episodes, and there were spoilers everywhere online, and the web went wild with speculation. But for the coming episodes, there's nothing online about them yet, apart from the trailers at the end of the last episode, and just a few photos online, so I'm personally looking forward to the next couple of episodes of Doctor Who. So yeah, we'll be reviewing those in upcoming episodes, and you can let us know what you think on our social media accounts too. Next up on Geekly Weekly News is Batman vs Superman. Quite a few things have hit the radar this week when it comes to the upcoming Batman vs Superman movie, which will be released in theatres on March 2016. But filming has already begun and it already looks like it's going to be huge. One of the first pieces of news when it comes to the movie is the infamous Batmobile. Although it was unveiled online to the world officially recently, a few pictures have cropped up online lately of the Batmobile in action on set. Also leaked from the set is a picture of Ben Affleck in the full costume. Although this hasn't been confirmed as legit, with some people saying it has been photoshopped with an image from a previous Batman film, it still looks awesome, and if it is fake, it's extremely well done. And finally, with Batman vs Superman news, it's been said that Aquaman will be making his cinematic debut in the movie, but may have already made an off-screen cameo in 2013's Man of Steel. Someone who claims to have worked with Zack Snyder has reportedly said that during the oil rig scene in the first movie, Aquaman sees the oil rig go down and sends in the whales to save Superman. There have been tons of theories online as to how it all ties in and makes sense, including how the company who owned the oil rig is called Maryville, which has popped up a few times in Aquaman comics. If you have a theory, let us know on our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at Geekly Weekly, or email us at geekshow@llanellytown.com. And finally, for this week's news, we're going to be talking about the Deadpool movie. After Deadpool made an underwhelming appearance in 2008's X-Men Origins, there has been plenty of talk about the infamous Merc with a Mouth getting his own movie. But just when things got quiet on the production update front, test footage from the movie was leaked onto the internet a few months ago and fans across the world loved it. Despite the footage being shot way back when the movie was first rumoured to happen, the movie has been officially greenlit, now with a lead actor, Ryan Reynolds, a director, Tim Miller, and a script written by Rhett Reese and Paul Werrick. Deadpool will hit cinemas in February 2016. Now we're going to discuss this week's gaming topics with Sam. Sam, what have you got for us this week?
I've got a couple of points. It's been relatively quiet for the past week and a bit.
Yeah.
But apart from, obviously Destiny coming out, that's a big news, but I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Okay.
According to some people. A big thing that's happened is Xbox One have knocked down their prices again.
Yeah, how much is it gone
It is
down?
It is now $330, which is £70 less than the original.
But still, a shitload of money.
It is still a shitload, but it's...
They're just trying to play catch up with PlayStation and the Wii U now.
Yes, they are.
So which console is cheapest, like, of the new generation of consoles?
Definitely
The Wii U. The Wii U's like £120.
And like this year, I'm actually excited for games coming out on it. I mean, like Bayonetta 2, Hyrule Warriors, Smash Brothers.
Hyrule Warriors is already out though, isn't it?
Is it already out?
I'm pretty sure it came out like 2 days ago.
I don't know. I've been living under a rock for the last 2 days.
The only reason I want to get an Xbox One is because I've heard that Tomb Raider 2 is
It's
going to
be an exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find a lot with the new generation. A lot of people are just going, "Oh, I'm only getting one because it's just this one game. It's just this one game."
There's a good reason.
Yeah, everybody seems to have like they're just one game. Like for me, it'd be the Master Chief Collection and Halo 5. Sam, you were saying yours is Dead Rising 3.
Yeah,
right?
I want to get an Xbox One so bad, just so I can play Dead Rising 3. I love the Dead Rising series.
I don't. I thought it was boring. I prefer Dead Island. That's more...
But with Dead Island, I felt the controls just... I don't know, it feels a bit weird, like a bit floaty.
Yeah.
Which is the game you... No, I'm thinking of Saints Row. You can hit people with sex toys.
That's
It's
Saints
not...
Row.
Yeah, it's not Dead.
I don't think there's any other games which the Dead Rising actually does that.
You can
Yeah.
do some pretty crazy things now, though,
Dead-
like with
yeah.
the wheelchair.
Dead Island is more like blunt flags and baseball bats.
Yeah. In Dead Rising Off the Record, when Dead Rising Off the Record came out, which was like 4 years ago now, they added a weapon called the Super Massager, which is a leaf blow and a dildo. And you go around shooting dildos at zombies.
So it's like an average night in Fletley.
Yes, yes. That's if you come to Geekly, that's what you're in for.
So what else have you got this week?
Steam has reached 100 million active users, which is a massive achievement for Valve, considering that they started off as a little game company. They're now with the big boys.
Oh my god.
I started off on Steam very skeptical. I was just like, oh, it can't be that good, you know, everybody's just flocking to it. But after making my first few purchases, I'm hooked, you know.
Yeah, it's a bad addiction to get to Steam.
I'm not a PC master race yet. I'm too poor to afford a PC, but yeah, when it comes down to like Crusader Kings 2 and stuff, you know, Team Fortress 2,
Yeah.
which I can barely run, but yeah, Steam just...
They are the kings of sales. They know what people
Yeah.
want and they will give it to you for cheap.
Yeah.
They know what people don't want and they'll still sell it for you for cheap and you will buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, back onto the news. They are up 25 million from their original 75 million in January. So, in the span of like 9 months, they've added another 25 million on top, which is...
A lot.
Yes, it's a lot. There's a lot of people. Another big thing that's happened is there's going to be 2 new 2DS models coming out, ready for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
And what's different about these to other DSs?
They're not changed power wise. They're exact same specs in terms of power and screen size and stuff like that. It's just they're getting really nice transparent red and blue cases to theme with the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire games.
So there's no like enhancement as opposed to other DS consoles that have
No,
been released?
it's just a nice look.
I suppose it's quite reminiscent of what they did for Crystal with the Game Boy.
Yeah,
they
they
brought
did.
out the special edition, like transparent Game Boy.
Yeah, the Crystal Game Boy.
It's nice to see that they're still trying to come back to their old ways, even if they are messing with a load of shit.
That's it's debatable.
And now we're going to go over to this week's TV news. Welcome to the film and TV segment. This week we're going to be talking about a new TV show that'll be airing on Channel 5 in October. It is, of course, Gotham. It's set in the Batman universe and sees a young James Gordon discover the crime and the corruption of Gotham City, and a young Bruce Wayne deal with the recent death of his parents also.
So sort of, in a way, it's kind of like Smallville, but Batman version.
It is. But I don't think that it's going to go in the direction of superheroes or
Yeah. From
anything
what
like
I've
that.
heard from building up to it, they're trying to make Gotham the main character rather than leaving it with Batman or
Yeah.
any of the superheroes.
And Gotham, the city itself, actually looks really nice and well done. Like, I don't know about you two, but Christopher Nolan's trilogy, I just didn't get the vibe that it
Yeah.
was Gotham. It just didn't
It
capture
just felt like they just put him in some random buildings. He didn't really, apart from like Batman Begins, where they kind of did it a little bit with, you know, like the big Wayne Tower stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it was kind of disappointing going into the others. I mean, like, the films themselves are great, you know. I don't want a load of people chasing me with pitchforks and fire.
Yeah, Dark Knight is
But
probably one of my top 10. It's
They're
probably my
great
top 10.
films, but it really didn't capture the feel of Gotham. It just felt like...
a normal city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think with this TV show, it definitely, you get a sense of Gotham is actually a dark place, and it looks visually beautiful, and it when you're watching it, the Gotham does feel like a character. I know it sounds like silly, but you get the sense that it is like it's a huge part of the show, and it does feel like a character.
Is it... I mean, like, personally, my favourite representation of Gotham in, you know, TV and movies is the Tim Burton one.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, it just
100%.
looks so cool. They're like, how does it compare to that, really?
Obviously Tim Burton's is the best. Like, you can't get
Yeah.
better than that. But it's the best representation of Gotham I've seen on film since Tim Burton's.
The Tim Burton film really surprised me because he's not normally good at his live action stuff. He's normally best for his animated.
The set dressing on that film was wonderful, and I think that it does kind of, if you really think about it, it does feel like whoever's designed this city has sort of
Put time and effort and really put...
a little bit of inspiration of the darkness as well, which is
Yeah.
obviously pulled from the comics, and it stayed true to the source material. You get so into Gotham and the city itself, that it does feel like Batman is going to pop up.
It's
But
nice when,
of course,
It's nice when like directors and writers think about the location a lot. As well
yeah,
as the characters.
absolutely. And like you do, like I said, is you expect Batman to pop up at any moment, but of course this is not. We don't get to see Batman in this. We get to see this follows James Gordon before he became a huge character in the movies. He's a detective. He's just moved to Gotham, and one of his first big cases is the death of
The Wayne.
Thomas and Martha Wayne. And for the first time as well, I mean, we've seen the death of those characters a million times before, but what's different about this is that we get to see what happens straight afterwards. We get to see the case being solved. Not straight away. I think it's definitely set it up to be a future storyline, as we get to find out who actually killed the Wayne family. I think Bruce Wayne is about 9 or 10 years old in this. It's hard to tell. But he's not the main character of this, and if you go into it expecting it to be all superhero-y and Batman, you will get disappointed. I will admit, I had to watch it twice. I went into it thinking it was going to be...
Batman.
Well, I didn't expect it to be a superhero type show. I don't know what I expected it to be, but ultimately it did. It's a cop drama.
Yeah, it's like
ultimately.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in a way. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, try not... Like the way you shouldn't go into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. expecting what PNC and Iron Man and Thor and all those.
Exactly, yeah.
You should do the same.
So, obviously it's set before time, so they're not going to be able to tie it in with things like Green Arrow and Flash.
Yeah.
But are they going to be, like, building up to try and include Gotham, like, once they built up all this story around it? Like, are they going to try and include that in the TV series and cross it over, or...?
Well, I was thinking about how basically when we've got these characters, I don't know whether they're going to jump forward or anything to see with the characters and how they really sort of settle into who they actually are and who they become. But for the first episode, it was really good, enjoyable, fast-paced. Yeah, it's definitely, if you like Batman, if you like the mythos, and if you like background characters, you're definitely going to enjoy it. So that's it for Gotham. Now we're going to go over to our sponsors. Epiphany Creative Solutions is our prime sponsor and it is in its first year of trading. They cover everything from web design to graphic design and multimedia. Mighty Media Productions is a specialist in film and media. They have produced most of the videos for LlanelliTown.com throughout the year, along with the graphics and filming and editing of Geekly Weekly. Email us on geekshow@LlanelliTown.com if you would like to sponsor the show. Okay, in a few minutes we're going to play a game where we have to draw something in 30 seconds, but you won't know what you have to draw until we play the game. So, but first, let me take a selfie. No, I'm joking. First, we're going to have a Q&A.
Ooh.
Question is, I love comic book movies and I want to get into comic books. How do I do that and where do I start? Which is kind of a difficult question because the comic book...
Well, the comic books in general, there's just too many.
De-intimidating.
Yep.
I would... My best advice would to be to... well, obviously the New 52. That started 2011, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So the New 52's got loads of like trade paperbacks out, and I think there's got about 4 or 5 issues in those. So trade paperbacks is a good place to start. So that'll catch you up quite quickly, also expensively. Google, obviously, you can find out a lot of stuff of what's happened. I've joined quite a few storylines midway, and I was a little bit lost, but I did some Google research, and that helped me a lot.
Marvel has been releasing a lot of new firsts and doing a lot of new storylines. Also, you know, there's some great work from indie developers, and you know, there's always going to be something out there for whatever your taste. It's you just gotta find it. You know, you might have to do a bit of back catching up, but you know. There's ways to do it. You can go online, or I'm sure if you can pop into your local comic book shop, they'll be able to help you there.
How long have you been into comic books and how did you start?
Well, I've only recently been getting properly into comics. I mean, like I've been collecting them, you know, bits and pieces, or you know, all my life. But it's only recently that I've been able to get properly into comics because of it is a pretty intimidating place to start because it's like, oh, here's a nice place to start, but you know, you're gonna have to know all of this. But what a lot of developers are doing now is, you know, publishers, they're just fresh starting, and like DC doing the New 52, and, you know, really cleaning it up. So
sometimes it's best to jump. I mean, you can just jump right in sometimes. I mean, when I started collecting comics, I think I was about 8 or 9 years old. I started with John Romita Jr.'s run on Spider-Man, and I didn't have a clue what was going on, and obviously there was no internet back in the 90s to do the research, so I just had to jump right in, and I think pretty soon you get the hang of it. But I think that should be a last resort. If you are looking to get into comics, then there's other ways to research like the internet, and like you said, the people in the local comic book shop would be more than happy to help. But be careful though, because I mean, don't get scared of walking into a comic book shop and seeing all those different comics. Can be quite scary and intimidating if you're looking to get into comic books. But I think trade paperback.
Yeah, you know, graphic novel trade paperbacks are a good way to catch up.
Yeah, definitely. I missed the first few months of the New 52 when that first started coming out, so I've been getting the trade paperbacks of like Superman, the Justice League. The Justice League one is awesome. That's one of my favourites. And of course Batman with the Court of Owls and stuff like that.
A really good one to get into is Grim Fairy Tales. I know they do omnibus, which is like everything from a certain point to like, I think it's a good 50 books in some of them, and it's a great way to catch up, and they are very good. I mean, like if I had the money, I'd collect them all.
Yeah.
But there's definitely, you know, something out there for everyone. You don't have to just be superhero, or you don't have to go out of your way for like sci-fi or fantasy. You know, you can really just if there's a form of it, it's out there.
They also have these days it's very popular that they carry on finished TV shows with comic books. Like I collect Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and although Doctor Who isn't finished, they still got comic books out of his, and I collect those.
Yeah.
So that's another trend as well that
Yeah.
they've been doing, is they've been just continuing series on with comic books.
Yeah.
As for where to start, if you're going to start collecting, I'd say trade paperbacks, comic book shop, Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say do a bit of research to like know what you want to get first. You know, just have a browse, and once you find something that takes your fancy, just look back through to a certain starting point where you can just start. Because I know a lot of them don't have to start from number 1; they just finish when the saga ends.
Yeah. So Wikipedia saves lives.
Wikipedia is your best friend when it comes to comics.
Yeah, and school, so cheat helps. Right, now we're going to go over to a little game. We're going to draw something in 30 seconds. Today, we're going to be drawing a new mask for Dick Grayson, who is Robin / Nightwing, for those who don't know. So we're going to be drawing a new mask for him.
Lovely.
Okay, go. Okay. Ready to reveal?
I am ready.
Who's going first?
I'll go first. You've basically got like Road Warrior mask, and just basically a hood, because hoods make everything cool.
Sam, your turn.
I got a Robin mask. It's a Robin helmet.
So close,
I'm an actual
mine.
Robin. I'm an actual Robin.
Panicked. I always do. And I did a mask with a robin and wings.
Yo.
It's Nightwing. And he says yo. So obviously you're going to want to vote mine, so you can go over to our Facebook page.
Robin. Rockin' Robin.
Or mine. Definitely mine.
Or
You can go over to our Facebook page and vote on the poll. Now we're going to go over to the comic books with Jack. Now we're going to be discussing this week's comic book topics with Jack. Jack, what do you have?
Well, it's the Futures and 3D covers is finally coming to an end after 4 weeks.
Yeah.
We've had some really great art come from it. But 2 comics that have particularly caught my eye is, well, obviously Harley Quinn, as I'm a big collector of it and a big fan of hers anyway. But also Halo Escalation, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, the story's picking up, it's explaining a lot of the plot holes that, well, not plot holes, but like expands later on what the game has. But I'd also like to talk about in my mind, the top 5 covers that have come out of the event then.
Sounds good.
These are limited time copies, and they made enough this year, which is better than last time.
So they didn't make enough last time?
No, they couldn't fill out pre-orders or anything. It was a proper mess up. But the 5, in no particular order, best in my mind, is Batwoman cover. It shows her just a really nice art, and then it changes to the vampire as the other. Harley, as is shown up front, shows her wedding to the Joker, and then it changes for her and him trying to kill each other on a beach.
Sounds legit.
Batgirl has her in front of the Bat spotlight, and it has her tied with Penguin and Mr. Freeze tied up. And then when it changes, it some really badass pictures of Batgirl and the co. Supergirl just looks so evil and menacing in hers. It's amazing what they've done with the character, and it shows.
I feel like I prefer Supergirl over Superman.
Yeah, especially after the Red Lanterns. That was just... I've talked to so many people and they've just said that is like... It's really defined her as a character.
And now, of course, they've announced that they're going to be going ahead with the Supergirl TV show, as well as the Teen Titans TV show as well, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to do well? Since, like, obviously, Smallville did well, and that was Superman, and they had Supergirl in that. And she was quite a good character in there, but she wasn't the main character, so do you think putting her in her own show is going to be a good...
Definitely.
I think it's going to be good. I mean, like, if they can try and catch on from anything that they've been putting in the comics, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But I feel what DC are trying to do is they're trying to catch up with the TV series from what they've missed with Marvel from the movies.
Yeah.
I'd actually prefer to see them do the Batman and Superman as a TV show rather than doing it as a movie, because I think they'd be able to pull it off a lot better.
I like TV shows a lot more than the movies. I feel like in a TV show they can expand on the characters a lot more. It gives them a lot more time to work.
Well, Smallville continued through comics, and they've introduced Batman in that now, which is awesome. But so that was Future's End.
Yeah. Well,
and they've just
the
done.
Last cover is the Superman Wonder Woman crossover. It goes to show them all lovey-dovey together, and then it shows Wonder Woman in the old god armor and just tearing Superman apart, and it looks awesome. But yeah, that's the Future's End event over. So if you didn't collect your comics, well, it's pretty much tough luck now because they're pretty much all gone.
That's just tough shit.
To wait till next time.
There ain't no next time.
So is that it for this week's comics?
That's it for this week's comics.
So if you watch next week, we'll have more information for you. Okay, so for the next segment, this week I've reenacted some viral videos, and it's up to you two for this game to guess which viral video I'm reenacting.
Charlie bit me. Ouch! Ow! 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 Ouch! Charlie! Ouch! Charlie, that
Charlie
really
bit my
hurt.
Yes,
Charlie bit me.
bit my finger.
And that really hurt, Charlie. And
You
it's
can have
still
a dubstep
hurting.
remix of it. Come on now. Your face. Your face.
So what do you think it was?
Yeah, it was
Charlie bit my finger.
Charlie bit my finger.
It was actually One Man, One Jar.
Was it?
Could you not tell?
To be honest, that sounds like something that I don't know want to know what it is.
No, you don't.
But I don't have eyes, so...
But yeah, you're correct. That was me doing Charlie bit my finger.
It was fantastic.
It was good.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed myself, as you could probably tell. So, yeah.
Lovely.
You win life.
Oh, I was hoping for chocolate.
Life's close enough.
Tough shit. You win life.
The game of
Take
life. We win a board game of life.
Oh, that's pretty shit.
Well, you win anyway, but that was it for this week's episode of Geekly Weekly. Come back next week, we will be discussing more geeky topics and playing some more fun games.
Ta-ta.
Peace.